Hey guys, what's up? I it didn't take this long because of disappointing season. I had a lot of football this weekend. I mean, the game when we were hanging with Kansas State. I was mad. I was like, where were they all year? I mean, like Roshan Johnson and Keelan Robinson really had a game, and we start off the game well by going in for a touchdown, and then Casey Thompson throws a pick, and then and then we miss the extra point on our second touchdown to Cade Brewer, who was playing in his last game as a Longhorn, and we missed the extra point, and then we let Skylar Thompson break a long run on the next play. Pretty much what pretty much sums up our defense all season. But then we come back, and then in the first half they took a 17-16 lead, but we had to rush to get that last field goal off, and we just barely got it off, and then we kicked two more field goals, and our defense came up with two defensive stands to end the game. And I was like, where was this team all season? And we're 5-7, the way we deserve to be 5-7. We blew leads in three straight games against Baylor and Oklahoma State and Oklahoma. If we maintain that lead against Oklahoma and win that game, who knows what this season might have been. And then we lose to lowly Kansas, which I was still sick over that. And then, so that pretty much sums up the season for Texas. Anyway, I did follow a couple of high school football playoff games, which were pretty good. But then all the fun began in college football on Saturday. First off, that great Ohio State-Michigan game, which was a classic, and Michigan dominated them on the ground, and Ohio State had a hard time stopping the run game, and then Michigan closed the game out. They finished off Ohio State, and they have a chance to play Iowa for the Big Ten championship next Saturday, and also the Auburn Alabama game. Alabama was playing like a dead dog for most of the first 60 minutes, but then they got into high gear when it mattered. They tackle the runner, they force him out of bounds, which allowed them to preserve that timeout, and then they stop him again. They have to go 97 yards in just over a minute, and they do. And then it just goes back and forth in overtime, and Alabama survives and keeps their championship hopes alive. And then we've got the Oklahoma State Oklahoma game, which was excellent. And Oklahoma State, Oklahoma muffed a punt, allowed Oklahoma State to take the lead, and then they it made things exciting. They made it interesting, and then Caleb Williams broke off a 56-yard touchdown run, or run to give Oklahoma hope. But of course, Oklahoma State comes up with a big sack and allows and advances to play Baylor in the Big 12 championship next week. Our game on Friday morning, it was so meaningless, and the games that we watched were all very meaningful, and with conference championship and national championship hopes on the line. Just a very disappointing season for Texas. But also there is some good news. Lincoln Riley just is leaving for USC, and that may deflect some of the recruits from Oklahoma to other schools, and hopefully we can get a few of those. Gonna be a Longhorn fan all my life. I'm stuck there, so hook 'em horns and Texas fight, and we'll see you next year.